Hi there, welcome back to this YouTube channel. My name is Julia and in today's clip I am going to be quite quick. The star of the show of today's video is a blush palette. So I got as a gift for my birthday the Milani blush palette, which is like named Flowers of Love. The blush palette Flowers of Love from Milani. It has 3 shades and I used all of them. This is not a first impression. I have this one since March and we are in May. It's insane to say we are in May because I can't believe crazy times. I just don't even understand how time flies that way. So I have this one since March. So I pretty much used it until this date. I have an idea and an understanding. This retails for £16 on Beauty Bay. These are not that massive. I just, this is my brow pomade, like, I'm not quite sure how deep they are, but it says on the packaging that each of them has 12 grams. This has, how many grams? It doesn't say. Oh well, so 12 grams each. They look very tiny. The packaging is beautiful though. You can tell it's very sturdy packaging. And obviously they have the Milani touch of the flower swirled into the blush in itself. So today I applied this shade, which unfortunately they don't have each of them its own name, which I find a bit sad. However, I used that shade and you can tell it does have pigment to it, but it's not crazy. You know, I looked at that shade and I was like, I'll have to just touch a teeny tiny bit so I'll have not that much pigment on my face. But that's not the case actually. I did dig a bit into the blush so I can get this pigmentation. So maybe that's why it's 01. It's named 01 Flowers of Love. This could potentially be for light to medium skin tones because I would not see that one going well with darker skin tones personally. But obviously, how would I know that? That's just my opinion from things that I inform myself through the internet, right? So this shade, for example, the first one, I think it's pretty much useless in this palette. It's really a shame. The formula is gorgeous, right? But that first shade, it just doesn't show up on my skin tone. At the same time, I'm light skin toned, but not extremely light. I'm not fair. I'm not like, you know, extra light. I'm always in between like the 3rd and 2nd shade of a foundation range if they start from the lighter skin tones. So that shade, it's just doesn't show up. It's sad because it does also have a kind of skin tone like undertone. Like I do understand when it's not that pigmented, but I don't understand why this shade. It's literally like my skin tone. It's not like, it's not neither peachy neither pink. It's just neutral to a point where it looks like skin. It does have a shine to it, that's pretty much it, but you can't even see it. Like I can't even see it in real life properly. I'm sure you can't see it on camera at all. So I don't wear blush like crazy, right? But even I think that is not a blush. I don't know how am I supposed to make that one work if I want blush on my face. It just gives a shine. I'll rather use, maybe I'll try one time to use it to set stuff on my face because literally that's not pink or peachy. It's just skin tone like. Makes no sense to my head, but anyways, that's one shade. The second shade, it is pink and also the 3rd one, just to point that out. So this is the 2nd one and I love this one. It's not pink clown-ish. It's a very muted pink, which I personally do enjoy it. I find that when I was like smaller, I would definitely run away from pink blush because it was that kind of like pink in your face instead of being like a tiny bit muted, so it will look more natural rather than a clown, but on me at least. So, you know, I really like this one. This is how it looks like on my skin. The third shade in this palette is again a pink, darker muted blush. And it does have more of an earthy feeling to it rather than the middle one, which is pretty much very sweet, very pinkish. I have no idea if I'm describing them right, but that's what it makes me think of. And it's definitely more, you know, pigmented and a tad bit darker than the middle one, but I feel like, you know, it's not as dark as I expected it. I thought, you know, just a dab into it will be crazy times for me if I don't blend it properly, which is not the case. So I'm not mad about it if my theory is right and they also have another palette for deeper, darker skin tones. Now let me just touch a bit about the formula. The formula is extremely creamy. I've done a review about the Roxy X Makeup Revolution palette, and she did state in her video that her formula is creamy. And personally, in the first video, when I tried it, it was not feeling creamy at all. Then eventually, I think it had the top layer and it started to have a sense of creaminess into it, right? This is creamy though. This is creamy. It's very soft to the touch. If you have Jeffree Star eyeshadows, it kind of reminds me of the same formula when it comes to the touch from what I remember when I did swatches for those palettes, and they do blend very, very beautifully into the skin. However, this was 16 pounds. I was very lucky to get it as a gift. Those two ones, the pink muted ones, the darker and slightly lighter one, they are beautiful. Okay, I would definitely see myself maybe, I don't know, when, like, I like spending money on makeup. For example, if you looked into this palette and you really have the money and you really enjoyed it, then yes, those two shades are beautiful. The first one though, I got a palette for 16 pounds that those 16 pounds are worth for 2 shades only, if you ask me. Because the first one, it doesn't do anything much. Like, it's just insane. I don't wear that much blush. I recently, maybe a year and a half, started to look into blush, right? Because I don't like a ton of blush on my cheeks. But that is just not a blush. It just doesn't show up. Maybe if you're fair, very, very, very fair, it could potentially maybe be good. But I still don't see how. I can't imagine how. Because it's not pink. Maybe it's trying to be peachy, but there is, yeah, it's trying to be peachy, but it's not, if that makes sense. So I'm really disappointed with that shade, to be quite honest with you. I am mad about this palette? No. Because I obviously am not extremely light this skin tone, so I could be potentially talking a lot of bad stuff about the first one, but maybe someone with a very light skin tone is actually using it. At the same time, I don't know what to say about the first shade. However, formula-wise, packaging-wise, everything else, I really like it. I do like it. So, is it worth 16 pounds? I don't know what to say. I didn't buy it with my own money. I got it as a gift from my boyfriend, right? And at the same time, I'm a very drugstore-oriented kind of person. If I would have the money and I would wish for this palette, I don't think it's necessarily, it's not bad. It's definitely not bad. But I think it's overpriced because I only use 2 shades. The first one, if I use it, it's like it's not there. Which sometimes I enjoy in a blush, but to a point where you can still see through some sort of tint, but you can't see anything with that shade, and it drives me crazy because I'm like, why? I don't know. Then again, I pointed a million times, it could be that it works very, very nicely on very, 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 very light skin tone. So I don't know. The formula is incredible. I think it's much creamier than the one from Roxy's collaboration with Revolution. However, if you just start doing blush and stuff, I don't know. I think the Revolution one is as good to a certain extent as this one. But yeah, you can see there's a lot of money put into the packaging. And don't get me wrong, maybe try to buy the separate ones from Milani, because I would definitely see myself reaching out for a single one. But if I would have, yeah, that first shade just put me off so badly with this palette, because I'm like, I don't understand, what are you supposed to do? So yeah, I'm not quite sure if you get what I'm trying to say. Then again, repeating myself, I don't think it's bad. I think the creaminess into the formula, it's insane. It blends very smoothly into your skin, those 2 shades, but I think the first shade, as you can tell, it really puts me off, especially because it's 16 pounds. Yeah. So I think I pretty much said what I had to say so far. I hope, you know, it gave you an idea whether you would use this palette or not, if it's worth 16 pounds. So yeah, that's what I had to say about this bad boy for today. I really hope you enjoyed this clip. It was useful and relevant. Maybe you will subscribe to my channel. I do upload every single week, at least a video. Usually it's Tuesday or Thursday, but I would definitely recommend hitting that bell notification button, because sometimes I upload in other days. It really depends on my schedule, but I do upload weekly, that's for sure. So yeah, I will hopefully see you into the next one. Bye.